Okay, we're back to another session of Football Manager. Voila. So yesterday evening we played a few friendlies against future league opponents that were going pretty well, I think. Actually, surprisingly well, considering that we drained a squad of some quality. So for today's session, well, for the moment, we'll try to go through these friendlies rather quickly. And maybe do some squad improvements. I'm not sure about that yet. But we'll see. Generally speaking, we still have a very young squad, and position-wise, we will have another striker if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we tried to sign that guy yesterday, who has been out of contract for a long time, but he's 20 years old, has a, to my taste, preferable traits, and we'll probably get him integrated pretty fast too. So that's great. Also, great jumping reach and solid heading. So hopefully that offers another way to score a few goals. We should probably switch to a target man forward strategy, because well, just stronger on the physical side than on the technical side. So deploying forward doesn't make that much sense. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's just have a look at Kulafich too. Yeah. He's also more suited to a target forward role, so we'll probably switch that. On totally unrelated notice, the sun's shining through the window right here, so if lighting's a bit weird, that's because we don't have curtains here yet. I just got some curtains and tried to hang them into the window, but not a chance. They don't fit, so we'll have to live with the sun for the time being. Also totally unrelated, my girlfriend noticed that the microphone wasn't that loud compared to other streamers, so I tried to move the Blue Yeti. I'll show you. I tried to move the microphone a bit closer and to the other side, so if that improves quality a bit, I'm certainly happy about it. If anyone hears this, let me know if it works. There are again a few unhappy players. There are again a few unhappy players. That seems to happen in preseason quite frequently. High volume of quickness training. Yeah, well. So, in my experience, they always moan about a lot of physical training in preseason. There's no way around it. Let's just have a look if anyone is unhappy due to other circumstances. Because the high volume of quickness training will at some point see to be there. Yeah. Everybody with the same problem. Again, here we have training happiness. Content happy. There are a few players that are unhappy. And basically only one is worth noticing, and that's that guy. He thinks he should be doing more strength training, but he thought he should be doing more strength training. Now he moans that it doesn't show results. And now he thinks he should be doing more strength training. Seriously. Just like people in real life, sometimes I think they are a bit irrational with their decision progress or with their happiness. But that's just the way feelings work. Well, for some people anyway. There's not much statistical data on the small-scale opponent we'll face next in the friendly. We'll go for an attacking formation in this case. And we'll have to wait and see how it turns out. Considering the defensive formation against future league opponents worked out pretty nicely in the last game. I hope we can hammer Ytterhogdals FF, or however it's pronounced, accordingly. And maybe our new signing will join us in that effort. That would be great. Also, we'll have to have a look at what contract expires. It's probably one of our keepers, that young one, or maybe it's the inverted winger on the right side, which frankly isn't up to scratch anyway. So we'll have to make a decision if we want to sell him or if we want to try to extend the contract. There's a loan offer. He only has a slight interest. There's more clubs interested. Actually, I'm not willing to part with him for just a wage compensation. We had him on the pitch in friendlies as a substitute repeatedly, which you can see here, usually as a box-to-box midfielder in the last few matches. Always from the bench. But in that case, and given his wage, as you can see here, in €6 a week, so minimum wage, I'm not willing to part with him. If somebody offers a decent fee or is willing to negotiate, so we can negotiate a fee, then maybe. Because he's not the best player, he obviously needs the match practice, but on the other hand, it's not worth the small scale money to part with him. I just would need to sign another one. Though Emil Pedersen thought it would make some sense to loan him out. So, well. And that guy thinks it's a mistake. Well, mistakes will be made sooner or later. It's part of life. There is another one. No. The squad's general character had a positive effect recently. Okay. As well as the less desirable properties. Well. Oh, there's a poor performance. So let's give him an official warning. Actually, that's something that I forgot to have a look at in recent friendlies. Stolt had a bad performance too. Given that we won that game, I'm not sure about the reason. So maybe this official warning still refers to the last match of last season. I'm not entirely sure if you can warn your squad members or your players about bad performances in friendlies at all. No, it's not my cup of tea. What has he been playing? That's still for me. No, he hasn't. Well, at least one positive effect. It certainly takes a while. Here we go. Tobias Forsberg. Not interested. Also too expensive. Same for this guy. No. This one's actually cheap, but we don't need a poacher. No. We would field that guy as a shadow striker maybe, and given that he's unable to play the position and has some ones in there, I'm not really interested. Too expensive, much too expensive, nope. That seems more reasonable. It's a weird combination of traits. I mean, it shoots from distance and hits free kicks with power, but his free kick taking is 7. With that amount of free kick taking and that trait, he would probably hit the corner post more often than not. So I don't know. Probably learned it due to mentoring or something. Problem with this trait for our formation is that it's somewhat debatable if this is a good idea. We're not sure if we're going to play with an attacking wingback or a defensive wingback for the majority of the season. Generally speaking, for an attacking one, I'd like to have this trait. On the other hand, it cuts down the flexibility, and in the case of this guy, his decisions are bad too. So this trait should probably, generally speaking, if it fits the play style, it's a good thing that he has that trait. So it overrules the decisions. He just gets forward. It's also much better than Farah. Let's compare him to Stolt and Farah, and we'll have to see if assigning makes some sense. Well, he's older, but just by a year. That's not much. I don't care. And for his role as a wingback in attack duty, I mean, his technicals are virtually identical, or well, there's not much deviation. Mentally speaking, Elfstrom is a tiny bit better, I'd say, but is lacking flair for an attacking wingback. That's actually kind of, I don't know, weird. But it's not that important, at least not in my experience. And the rest is pretty similar. So if we'd sign him, we'd need to sign him as a replacement for Stolt. And in this case, it makes sense. I mean, Stolt is just worse. That said, he's been at the club for a long time, I think. Yeah, well, not that long. But Stolt has been at the club for quite a while. And his performances were decent, I'd say. Gotta remember, we got promoted with that guy, so he can't have played that badly. He certainly performed consistently. Exactly. So even though I don't think he has any potential, he did his job. Now, what are we paying for Stolt? €6 an appearance, so nothing. Maybe we can get this guy and get rid of Stolt. or just keep him around as a as a third option. Demote him down to squad player. There's not much competition in a playing time sense. So actually we could go with regular starter if he insists. But he's happy with that. Well, and now he's too expensive. For a squad player or regular starter, 20 to 25 is acceptable from my perspective right now. But if I give him a long-term contract with that kind of money, well, with the kind of money he wants, the entire rest of the squad will start mourning. So no, I won't pay that. But if he's still around in a month, maybe he will reduce his wage demand. I don't think there's any need to sign a guy like that. But I have the feeling that wage demands have come down quite a bit for some of those players. It's funny that Robertson is doing that well. No. Well, good job. Okay. So if they don't want me to start Eggman there, obviously what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start Eggman. Because he needs match practice anyway. Actually that's true for most of the rotation players. And given the lower quality of the opponent, it's probably a good idea to rotate the squad heavily. And along the way, we'll have a look at... No, it's not Dobrev. Dobrev's contract has already expired. He's playing for nothing. Great. We could argue that, well, we should give him a contract. But with the lack of pace, I'm a bit skeptical of the long-term viability. Get in there. You can get in there too. Nothing in case of Gastores. Well, he still has an extension option. He's open to speaking to other clubs, so let's not specify this. And just try to get rid of him on a permanent basis. But I don't think it will work. Well, it's not the worst situation to have a cheaper goalkeeper hanging around. Björnsson for Shadow Striker. Sworn off the pitch. Go more for Hagdal. Bergman for Skillermo probably. Which is still lacking a number, so we'll have to give him one later on. That's about it. Okay. Did we miss anyone? Nope. Well, we meant for Westberg maybe. Yes, he seems to be sharp enough. No offers for Castores, okay. He gained a bit of determination as it seems. And here we are. We just have to avoid relegation. But that was the plan anyway. So now we have an improvement to the squad on the level of Bob that we just sold. Same wage, much lower appearance fees. Obviously he wants to play, but I think that's manageable. And Robertson will have to take a step back, but that's just the way it works. Maybe if someone offers a very high fee for Robertson, we'd be willing to part with him too. That said, Robertson is also a worthwhile drop-in replacement as a shadow striker in case it's needed. So yeah, I'm not inclined to let him leave just now. Could be a fair replacement for Abdullah Mbub. Yeah, that's certainly what I hope. And in his case, we'll definitely go with target forward. That would probably change the fluidity and the way our game is set up. But it could be worthwhile anyway. And on the technical side, he's well, not weak, but I'm not too convinced. Circularity, the stat for turning? No, it's a... Alright. Well, his decision making could see some improvement. So we'll go with Van third for the time being. And give him some match practice immediately. And change his role to a target forward, which is probably more suited for an attacking mentality anyway. These two are... Well, they cross from byline. And in this case from deeper areas. In both cases, I think now that we got a target man with a jumping reach of 17, we probably should include crossing to target forward in all situations. But those are specific player instructions, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, exactly. So let's cross. Let's have them all cross to the target forward. Just for the moment. To be honest, I'm not sure how it works. In Football Manager, that's sometimes kind of weird. If target forward in this case is more of an area, or if it's specifically the player. The way it's phrased in Football Manager, it looks like it should be the player, but well, actions in the match sometimes look like they're crossing for somebody that just isn't there. Because target forward is not in that zone. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Youth is also doing a friendly today. And opposition instructions. This very much looks like a non-league team does. We've generated grayed out players, so no use adding opposition instructions for now. Great. So, and I want to win. And I know you're all coming on. First time since whenever. As starters. Gotta increase expectancy here. There was not a positive reaction, so we'll see how it works. I certainly hope they create a lot of chances, but that's the worst start I could have hoped for. What's going on with him? Okay, so he has taken a knock. What is it? Lower leg injury. Okay, whatever. 30 seconds into the game, maybe. Great. It could be offside. It isn't. First time on the pitch and already trying to finish. Great. That's red. Oh man. So, what are we going to do about that? Do we have a left-footed player on the pitch? No, we don't. Great. So I'll drop in Stolt. And we'll have to be a bit more careful here. Use him as a ball-winning midfielder I know he's not a good match for that. Well, actually, maybe just keep him as a box to box, and we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, so much for expectations. Now that will be well, one man down for like the entire 90 minutes. I don't think it's a fair expectancy to expect them to win this, but on the other hand, our opponent's team is really inferior. What happened here? Oh. Skip the replacement here. Two changes, 4 minutes into the match. Let's just be happy it's a friendly and not a league game. Alright. So, I will go for key highlights here, because I don't think there's much to learn from this game. It was a rather easy goal. And honestly, the keeper didn't look very good. Neither did the defender. Dobrov is not some sort of monster in terms of heading. Oh, I'm rated. Hi. You're rating. 4 people are rating my channel that has 0 viewers so far. Welcome. So, for your convenience, we're playing in the Swedish Third League. And this is a friendly against an inferior team, and as you can see, thanks, same to you, welcome. As you can see, we're already one man down. It was like 2 minutes into the game, and another one got replaced 2-0. Yeah, so it's going pretty well despite those circumstances. So, what brings you here? Where are you coming from? Obviously I don't know anyone on Twitch yet, so if you're some sort of regulars, I have no idea about it. But yeah, let me know. Well, you can certainly phrase it that way if you want to. Yeah. My left wing back decided that a 2-foot tackle 2 minutes into the game is perfect for a friendly. So I don't know. Bad decision making, I guess. That sounds fun, actually. Yeah. So, welcome. How are you doing in Scotland so far? Yeah, this is easy. We're already down to key highlights. So maybe I took the wrong opponent for this friendly. Yeah, that's an easy goal too. And it goes in. Fantastic. Okay, so given that the scoring will probably continue in the same way for the remainder of the match, I'm going to end the commentary here. Just because I don't think it's worthwhile watching this. Yeah, that happens. We got the replays. So again, in this case, I think it's the error of the keeper to come out and not claim the ball. For what it's worth, I had to reduce quality of the team quite a lot due to financial circumstances, and I wasn't sure where the team's at. We gained promotion last season, that was off stream. So this season I'll try as hard as I can to fight against relegation. But we're paired with a lot of professional teams in I think Swedish third league. It is, yeah. And most of the players are quite superior compared to us, but we simply can't afford most of them or are unwilling to pay the wages. And obviously I'll gladly show you the team after this match is over. Let's try to get through this as fast as possible. Okay. Thanks. I'll try that. Give me a second. The game is much louder. Well, then let's reduce the volume of the game. So I cut it down to 33%. Let me know if it's better. Because generally speaking, I think the microphone should be acceptable quality-wise. So, stand-up Blue Yeti. So it's just a case of setup. All right. That's actually a great goal. Okay, so if the game is still too loud, I can further reduce it, but I cut it down to, I think that's 10% now. Should be better. All right. Yeah, that was great. Fine. So as you arrived all quite recently, just let me know if you have any questions about the squad. I'm not sure what to go on about. So maybe I'll just talk a bit about it. This is this is the squad. We're in the Swedish first division North. That's not the most reputable division. We just gained promotion last season, which was rather lucky, to be honest. We had a good run and made it through, barely. So now we're in a division where honestly we have no right to be in. The wage budget is, I don't know, 2,400 euros, and the wages are dumped down to a minimum because finances last season didn't look too good. Basically, this club earns its money from sponsorship deals and goes into debt each season. So I had to reduce quality quite a bit. one could argue that we could go for it and splash the cash and just find another club if we're not happy with the result, but that's just not the way it works for me. So I try to get finance in check. Yeah, quality-wise, we lost our best striker. We just sold him and signed a replacement. That's this guy. I played with a deep lying forward last season when we moved up. This season we probably go with a target man on support duty. As you can see, he has acceptable traits for this role and very good jumping reach and heading. Well, heading is decent, jumping reach is great, especially for this level of league. We have a few players out on loan that weren't up to scratch so far, and well, we'll still have one keeper that we need to get rid of. I'm not sure what to do about that. Yeah, as a in terms of core players, I think our goalkeeper is decent. No obvious weaknesses. Well, the aerial reach is bad, but the rest of it is for this level of league is acceptable. I probably won't mix that up any time soon. Our captain is Oliver Swan, who will probably play as a Metzala for most of the season. Only weaknesses is long shots. Well, I think that's a player we can stick to. And for my more attacking formation, he'll probably be used to play as a shadow striker from time to time. His off the ball movement isn't great either, but I think that'll do. And in central defense, we have a rather decent guy. I think it's Flackard. Yeah. Who has acceptable strength and jumping reach. Last season we had a lot of headed clearances. I can't show you the stats anymore, but it was not uncommon for him to have like 31 duels in heading in defense. And most of these were from the ongoing game, not due to corners or stuff. So he just won the duels in regular play. I definitely want this extra training sessions. Okay. So now we got one contract expiring. In all honesty, I have no idea what contract it is. Must be some sort of youth contract, but I don't know which one. Let's have a look. Oh, and before you all go, there's one exciting thing about this squad, actually. Well, ability-wise, this guy isn't worth much, but personality-wise, we got a model citizen youth intake, which is great. But I don't know if he will ever make an appearance in the first team. But that's something I am excited about. Okay. Here we have performance. He's not just unhappy with the high volume of quickness training, as everyone is in preseason, always. I definitely don't want to talk to my staff. Oh. Yeah, I'm glad he's here. Thanks. That went well. All right. So, as this will probably take a while, let me know if you have any questions about the stream, about the save, I don't know. Also about me personally, if you're interested. Högberg. Was this the guy with the expiring contract? Ah, I remember. So, this guy actually, that's a funny story. Well, not too much, but this guy we signed from another team, just for the personality, because our youth squad was lacking players anyway, especially in this position. His contract wasn't too long, and we actually got them to pay a wage contribution. So he came for, I don't know, €3 a week or something, effectively, and now he's on nothing. So I should probably have a look if they still contribute to the wage. Maybe we earn money by taking in youth players. Let's have a look. It's like transfers clauses, I think. Yeah, they play a wage contribution even though he isn't paid anything anymore, which is a small scale, but I guess good business. I certainly would take in a few more of those players that won't make it to anything if they earn some money for the club. So what do we have here? Are we willing to go through this? Okay, Victor Svensson. That's a lone player that we took in. Yeah, strength is a slight weakness. We're not planning on using him very much. Just as a replacement for our primary player, as a ball-winning midfielder. Even though, as you probably have seen, he's a passing machine. First and foremost, problem is the rest of the stats are, I don't know. I honestly don't know what to do with this guy in my formation. But he came for free, so I'm happy with that. He's a solid penalty taker. Maybe we should have a look at that. Where's penalties? Well, just apply this. Passing is no longer a weakness of Malte Ekman. Yeah, that's quite sure, but vision is. And honestly, the rest of it, well, it's just irrelevant to me. He's training as a deep-lying playmaker. And in this case, maybe we could train him as his off-the-ball movement. But I think vision is the most important weakness in that case. Ytterhogdals defensive position is no longer a weakness. Well, I get it reported repeatedly. Same for the others. I think they are weaknesses, or it's the weakest spot for most of them. I won't load the training with those preferred moves, and while Eric Robertson is playing as a striker and has acceleration and pace that are acceptable for this level of league, my striker in the penalty area usually is a false 9, in the sense that it's a strong target man that plays with the back to the goal, or tries to lay off passes. So I don't want him to knock the ball past the opponent. And I think this all adds too much workload. Okay, who are you? Oh, we got him on the shortlist for some reason. Well, let's scout him. No, let's not scout him. Distribution and one-on-ones are slight weaknesses. On the other hand, the rest is really good. But I don't think we want to afford this guy. 60 to 59, let's just try that. No, I'm not willing to pay that wage. And usually that's how I go on about it. It's sometimes it's not that exciting to skip on a lot of good players, but on the other hand, we have to make a club reality. or we have to meet the financial reality of the club, I'd say. So it's, for me, it's more about value. They would both be annoyed if I did that. Actually, I think for Shabanaj, that's a right wing back. I already tried to reduce his playing time to breakthrough prospect, but first and foremost, it's just not what he. It's not the amount of game time he gets. He actually counts as a squad player, and that's fine. And on the other hand, I don't want to reduce his influence because he has fairly professional personality, and good personalities are hard to come by. I noticed, at least in my save here in Sweden. I don't know if that's systematic, but most of them seem to be balanced, and that's about it. Fairly something is usually a personality to be excited about. It's kind of weird. In other nations, it's all over the place. In Sweden, they seem to be all balanced. So, given that you've listened in for a little bit, anyone got any questions, any recommendations, anything you'd do differently, maybe? He's too old for U19. Well, I know. But I don't need him. I really, progression-wise, even if this guy starts to progress, like, I don't know, some sort of wonder kid, he probably won't make it. Well, if he starts to progress like a wonder kid, he will make it, but that's highly unlikely, and honestly, I think we should get rid of him. So maybe we can offload him. Where's the transfer list check mark? Well, done now. That's also a recent signing, Ngoma. Considering his physicals, I thought he was quite a deal. There's, well, not much in terms of a weakness with that player. Yeah, well, that certainly takes a while. Might have to do with the amount of leaks I have loaded in, or with the quality of my machine here. The next friendly is against a similar opponent, I think. Maybe we should rearrange one or two of those friendlies to get some more noteworthy opponents into our schedule. Fitness-wise, I'm not too concerned. It looks like the main members of the squad will get fit, and as you can see, we're bleeding money. It's not like we wouldn't reach the end of the season, but yeah. It's a bit uncertain how much money we will make due to the promotion. Generally speaking, I expect a higher income, but on the other hand, the stadium has been deserted. Um, so I don't know where you guys are from, but this club is somewhat comparable to, for example, Sandhausen in Germany, which is a club that, well, the stadium capacity is higher than the number of people living there. So that's about it. Um, in the case of Elias Aberg or Aberg, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. This guy has very good for our league level, he has decent long shots and shoots from distance. So, if you like a screamer, like most of football fans like, he's a good guy to have in the squad. But performance-wise, he's more of a secondary squad member, usually a replacement from the bench. And they're willing to pay some money for him, but they're not willing to pay a fee. So in that case, I will keep him around. But it's not that I'm not totally unwilling to part with him for the time being. Cool. More ambitious, more professionalism, more loyalty, better temper, sportsmanship, more adaptability, and more determined. So his personality was all out crap previously. Okay. That's great. Nope. Nope. But given there's a market for Aberg, maybe we can try to offer him to clubs with a loan fee and someone accepts. Yeah, go do that. Aberg, where are you? There. So I think he earns like €6 a week, yeah. That's nothing. But I'd still be willing to loan him out for regular match practice. Well, so you certainly have a lot of chaos going on in your squad, right? Are they moaning about basically anything? Or is that the other way around? No. High controversy implies they're moaning about everything, right? Sure, he can play against the own team. But league rules imply that he can be recalled anyway, so we'll try to do that. In case we need him. Yeah, true, of course. Yeah, basically you want to match a squad personality, that's right. So if you want to go for it, you can do, I don't know, a squad of entirely fickle players, that's right. That said, in that case, you'll have to do a lot of individual talks. Okay, I don't know 1980s Miami Hurricanes, sorry, but it certainly sounds like a lot of fun, yeah. To be fair, I think there are some personalities that can be integrated into say a good squad quite easily. Fickle, for example, isn't a personality that is that bad. It just means that the player is will try to talk to you about well, basically everything he is unhappy about, well, anytime. But on the other hand, it usually comes paired with I think a certain ambition. So if that is something you're going for in your squad personality, he might fit in quite nicely. On the other hand, I think we all know that well, a certain amount of professionalism is needed for most football manager squads. Yeah. So that's what I'm going for. It's boring, I know, but well, it works. But if I were to pick up a player that had a not so great personality, but would be great stat wise, maybe I'd go with it. It depends. Or the other way around, quite honestly. Players that have well, inferior attributes, but are a model citizen, for example, can do a good job in some squads, in my experience. Just because they give their everything on the pitch, and well, hard work sometimes pays off. Also, obviously, they're a good influence on the rest of the squad. So, as I've mentioned earlier, that there is a model citizen in our youth squad, I might introduce him to the senior squad. Well, earlier than I usually would. On the other hand, I don't want the other players, the senior players, to rub off on him, personality-wise, because well, as a model citizen, he can only get worse, and I'm not sure how to deal with that, actually. Also, if you introduce a 16-year-old to professional football, well, it's semi-professional for me and professional for most of the others. I think the risk to injure them frequently is quite high. I made that experience a few times, and well, if you want to get your kids to get them out of football sooner rather than later, just introduce them to professional football at the age of 16. They break their bones immediately. So we got another friendly. We'll go with the same setup, but well, maybe let's switch that guy. He's our primary striker. Dobrev is not a primary. That was wrong. I wanted to put him here, and the rest of it looks fine. Yeah. That should do it. I'm not sure about this opponent. It's probably on the same level as the other one. Oh no. But these guys aren't good either. So I still expect a win. But we'll have to wait and see. Yeah. So given that this is the next match, let me know if audio is still a problem. Maybe I can tune down Football Manager in general too. Even though I think I got it on, I don't know, 2 out of 10 or something. It's not very inspiring. Considering the red card 2 minutes into the game last match, maybe I did raise expectancy too much. Yeah, well, don't get another red one, Farah. We'll see if he picks up another one. Okay, so we skipped straight to the first goal. Great. But yeah, I think after that friendly, I'll try to rearrange the rest of them. That said, I think more worthwhile opponents wanted a fee that I'm unwilling to pay. Um, this is kind of the club where you can't invite another club because you'll bleed money anyway. Whatever they're willing to accept as a fee, as payment for coming over for a friendly. Usually, it's just not worth it. And the 17 jumping reach and the 10 points of heading certainly showed there. But I mean, he was free. It's actually in a league game. I would probably be annoyed about that. Looks like we create a lot of dangerous chances through heading, at least considering the key highlights here, which is good. I can't quite remember. Ouch. It's not even a card. I can't quite remember the exact time you guys arrived, but considering the jumping reach and the heading, I tried to instruct the wingbacks as well as the inverted wingers to cross for the target man. So one question that I was unable to answer for now is how Football Manager works in these situations. For this player instruction, cross towards target man. Let's just open that up here. This one towards target forward. Do they cross for the zone or do they cross for the player? Because I certainly I'm not sure if they actually aim for the player. In some cases, if you watch more of the match than just the key highlights, they cross into this area, but there's nobody there. And that happens from time to time. So that's something that my head has been going on about. On the other hand, it seems to work. That gap here is not good. Great save. But that shouldn't have happened in the first place. Okay, so we can be happy with that performance, I guess. Yeah, the number of shots on target too. And for the second half, we'll probably around the 60-minute mark or something. We'll try to rotate some guys in, so they get additional match sharpness. This looks good. Wow. Hammered it under the crossbar. Box Hill is not one of ours. We'll take that goal and rotate a few people. So, given the lack of match sharpness, we'll put in Svensson for sure. Same goes for this guy. I don't think we'll have to rotate Castores in. Even though he's lacking sharpness, just because he's our third choice keeper. I don't need him prepared for the season. The other two are more important. Yeah, and Vikberg and Ngoma. So how are the other one doing? Maybe rotate this guy in, and Björnsson wants a replacement. So maybe we can give Aberg a bit of match time. Same for so. Okay, so heavy rotation. All right. There's the goal once more. Standard near post corner, and Flagart headed it in. I also noticed they mixed up formation quite a bit. Yeah, we're already overlapping. Okay. So I'm not sure if they played in that formation from the start. Probably should have noticed. But yeah, considering the flanks are empty, we can exploit that space quite nicely. Maybe go a bit wider. That's a failed tackle. And an easy score. I don't think we need to see that replay. Okay. So let's get this finished. Well, that's certainly a failure of a header by Ngoma, it was, in defense. But, well, I'm not too concerned. This stuff happens. Same as this. But yeah, quite unlikely win of the ball here. Okay, so let's try to get some worthy opponents. And maybe... Well, yeah. We need a stronger opponent for the next match. So how's morale doing? Not that bad. Most of them are quite happy. Now there's a lot of friendlies coming on here. I'll try to cancel that one and see if we find another opponent for the next one. But as you can see, there's only smaller reputation teams available here, which is well, what we have been playing. I could invite a foreign team, but they're all, I mean, well, I could invite one of those two, maybe Rosenborg too, which won't earn us any money, but I mean, for these teams it's just impossible. And for going away, just before anyone asks, there's no money to be earned. Nobody wants to play us. Hmm. Nah, doesn't matter. So just invite those because they're a bit bigger. Hopefully a better challenge. Okay. There's another U19 contract expiring here. I'm wondering if it's the same one. Or maybe they expire when they turn out to be 17. That would be... Well, 5 per week. Expires 30/11. Oh no, that's the entire squad. What did you go here? Niago expires in November. This guy. Yeah, so their youth contracts seem to expire all over the season. Full disclaimer, I didn't agree to this kind of contract later on. So that's something that just happens in Football Manager in my experience. Youth players have some sort of youth contract, and I don't know who decides that their contract will expire at this point, and they're going for a non-contract. But it certainly isn't the staff. Well, or it shouldn't be the staff, because the staff is not enabled to do that. I had a look like 3 or 4 times. So it seems to be the board or something, I don't know. But these contracts do expire at that point in time. It might have to do with league rules too, I'm not sure. Did you guys encounter in one of your saves something similar? Like I don't know, youth contracts expiring, even though you never agreed to that? They're all unhappy due to fitness stuff. It's funny that this guy performs. Well, okay, he's professional. So, yeah. Good training guy. Riemann. That said, he has a long way to go. For you. Well, okay, he hasn't been around the club for a long time, but yeah. He has a very long way to go. Blah 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 blah. Let's have a look. So basically they're very strong compared to us. No weaknesses, well, except for stamina and determination. So we expect to lose this. If we're expected to lose, let's try the formation. Nothing going on here. Those guys are all slightly happy out on loan. Nothing to do about that. We had a player that was very unhappy with his loan last time, but given that it was a player that I was willing to get rid of, some 25-year-old with, I don't know, half a star ability and potential, who I had no idea why he was at the club at all. I just kept him there and let the contract expire. Was very thankful for the financial contribution by that other club, whoever took him in. Okay. Interesting way to play. We'll see how that turns out all over the season. Yay! Thank you, Veggie. That's my first follower ever. Now I have to declare another goal. Well, first of all, thank you very much. I'll try to stream in the coming days and maybe also this evening. I'll try to make it a habit, for sure. Given that I'm actually given that I'm playing Football Manager a lot, like really a lot, I probably should. Do we see Steam stats here? I don't know if you see the overlay if I put it up, but in Football Manager 2021 I had like, I don't know, 4,000 hours of playtime, so it's a lot. And I figured I could also stream this. Well, while there's no experience in streaming, sitting in this chair, or none to speak of, I have a lot of experience in Football Manager. So I guess I got that going for me, which is nice. But yeah, thanks for the follow. And if anyone else is interested in the save, I'd be happy if you follow along too. But given that Veggie declared his just sit in chat, yeah. I think talking is not one of my notable weaknesses, so I'll probably be fine. But thanks. So Veggie, is there anything you want to know, or is there anything you would do differently, given that you've had like half an hour to watch this? Oh, 29. Ah, well, in that case, welcome to the chat, welcome to the stream, and as you might have noticed, we're in Sweden. So this is basically, in investing, you would call this cigarette butt investing. It's at the lower end of the quality. Yeah, for sure. You're welcome to make recommendations anytime. As you can see, wages here are much too high for my taste. That's a lot of recommendations for people I can't sign. This looks great. He's also already on the short list. Yep. And now we got a debate going on. Anticipation isn't too great. but and communication. For a 19-year-old though, the stats are great. He comes from, I'm not gonna try to pronounce that, but from Swedish Premier Division. Oh, so you're actually, that's in Sweden, right? I'm in Germany. I have no idea about about any of this. But let's have a look. Where's Aalborg? Denmark. Okay, so yeah, we are neighbors in in another sense. But I'm sitting in southern Germany, Nuremberg, if that means anything to you. So Bavaria, yeah. Even though I'm not born here. I just moved here recently. Moved in with my girlfriend, and for now we have fiber here in our apartment. So streaming is actually a viable possibility now, which is a good point. How's stream quality in general, video quality? Because I don't know how much, how high of a quality I can go. It's nice? Okay, so this is a native resolution of the stream is 1440p, just as my screen. I'm at 30 FPS right now. I'm not sure how high I can go. Maybe I'll try to go to higher frames per second too. I think you all can configure this while you're watching to adapt for your connections. But I'd prefer it if it were as high a quality as I can go. No, I skipped that keeper. I'm stupid. It was this guy. Okay. I wanted to compare him to our squad members. So, Blennestrand. It's said. I think I read something about affiliates and partners and stuff. Maybe this comes later on, if ever I reach affiliate status. So I guess 49 followers to go or something. I'm not sure about that. And I think it's related to this stuff. So I could obviously try to reduce quality if it's annoying to you because your connection doesn't like it. But on the other hand, I want to keep quality as high as possible. And yeah, all right, okay. So thanks. Yeah. Given that you're the first follower, do you want to declare another goal? I have no idea about Twitch, so yeah. Looks like goals have to be follower specific. So are we declaring 2 followers as the next goal, or are we declaring 5? Let's just get 10. All right, the man has spoken. Or woman, I'm not sure. Or 5. Okay. Start a new goal. Oh, yeah. There's only followers as a goal type. So recommended is a size of 10. We'll go for 5. Voila. And I should probably grab some more water. So talking all day actually results in a dry mouth. So let's praise this guy for his excellent training if the screen comes back. I don't care about that one. Great. Great training by you too. Very happy to have you in the youth. Praised you recently. And Wikström unsurprisingly trained well too. So with that friendly coming up, I'll just run to the kitchen for a second and I'll be back in just a few. Here we are. Alright, what's the message? Wikström pens a new deal that I didn't agree upon. Given that he's fairly professional, we should probably give him a real contract. And I recently learned a new, for me at least, a new English phrase. Which is quite fitting for the kind of contract I'm willing to give here. In English, they should call this an adhesion contract. So dumping wage and a very long duration. In his case, I'm not sure if he'll make it. What's he training? Inverted winger. Okay, but yeah. So he basically has his pace and work rate going for him, and that's it. Quite an aggressive player too, but well, we don't care. That said, personality-wise is good. So I'm willing to offer this guy a contract, even though we might just make some money on him. And as you can see, he basically has no demands to speak of. So let's give him a 6 per week, give him a 2-year contract, no appearance fees, obviously dump his wage by 50% in case of relegation, which might happen sooner or later. Extend his contract on option basis and also after league games. If he makes 15 games, we're glad to extend his contract. Actually, I'd be happy to extend his contract after 5. No, let's make it 10. Yeah. Any other clauses? Injury release clause, maybe. Allows the player's contract to be terminated for free. I don't have to, right? So let's try this. And he accepts it. So now we have a youth player bound to us for 3 to 4 years, which we can loan out. Basically, we can do with him whatever it pleases us. Well, in terms of legality, obviously. But yeah, seen from a contract perspective, I think that offers great possibility, even though most of these players won't make it. But maybe someone else wants him on loan or something like that. Maybe it earns us a few euros. And there's always the possibility that my staff is completely unable to identify a wonder kid. So yeah, that's something. He also might have good potential, but is completely unable to realize it at this club. Training facilities of this club are really, really, really crap. Like every second player I try to sign is moaning about the training facilities and wants them improved. And well, we can't improve the training facilities as we don't have any money. So there's no way the training facilities are going to be improved. Staff-wise, so I expect most of you listening and watching are regular Football Manager players. One thing I noticed staff-wise is that the regular staff that is without a job usually tries to get a contract that's acceptable wage-wise. And they, depending on the level of their skill and personality, wage requirements vary a little bit. But for example, head of youth development for my area here, they want like, I don't know, 400 euros a week, which is still nothing compared to what we expect to be a normal wage all over Europe. But for this squad, it's a lot. And I realized that the people that, or the staff that is on amateur contracts, they usually tend to agree to a wage as long as it's higher than their previous wage. So in case of amateur staff, they're willing to go with, I don't know, 15 euros a week because they were willing to do it for free. Now they get paid for it, a few euros only, but that's okay for them. So they are usually lower quality, but if all I need is any staff member to improve circumstances at all, they offer great value. And once they agree to that wage, you can increase it very slowly, because they're usually willing to accept another year of the contract for a similar wage. That's my experience, at least. That's one way to get finances or to keep finances in check, because staff-wise you usually have a lot of expenses. So we're underdogs. No reaction. That's something I really hate about the new interface of Football Manager. I think this is not an improvement. While I appreciate the setup here for being like the players sitting on a bench, there's no way you can select all of them. In previous editions of Football Manager, you could have pressed Control A, and that's so annoying to do this every time. Select them all, just to talk to them all at once. I have no idea why they changed that. Oh, we should probably watch that game. Let's go to comprehensive highlights for the time being. I don't want this to drag on forever, but yeah. Maybe have a look at the opposition. Okay, they're playing 4-3-3-2. So not much to tell. One other thing that's a bit mind-boggling to me is this is a defensive formation with defensive mentality, and instructions are out of possession to have a lower defensive line. Can anybody please tell me what's low about this defensive line? They pushed up right to midfield. Obviously I could try to keep it very low, but yeah. That's a bit weird. I remember in a previous edition of Football Manager there was a slider for passing length, I think, that was inverted for half of the game edition basically, until they finally fixed it. So I was just wondering if there's something similar going on there. That said, pushing up works just fine for the attacking formation, so I don't know. Maybe it's a match engine thing. So, 17 minutes in, this match feels like a drag. There's not much going on, not many chances created. To me, to be honest, it's quite boring to watch, and that's exactly what I'm going for. Because the opponent isn't creating any chances. Remember, we're the underdog here, at least on paper. But we're creating chances. With a few men in the box, and we scored that one, and that went pretty well. Now to resolve why they don't create any chances, we'd have to watch the entire match. I don't want to do that on stream, to be honest. But in my experience, it might be worthwhile from time to time to watch an entire match. It's quite a waste of time for playing a game, to some degree. On the other hand, sometimes you can learn a lot from watching the entire match and from watching errors that don't result in chances or goals. I don't know, they're pushing up real hard. The dribbling inwards created some space, and now he's able to get back of the pass. But that free header was actually a good chance. A bit long distance from the goal, didn't get enough pressure behind the header. And a lob into the area. Again, on the head of Holmström. We'll just have to hope that he's good for, I don't know, 10 or 15 goals in the season. That would be really great. Basically guarantee survival. Ekman has great passing and bad vision. That pass was acceptable. Close. Close one. And that deflected off the crossbar, so that was close too. It looks like superiority in the air is what we're going for with this club for the time being. It's a bit a primitive approach, but if it works, well, okay. But we certainly don't look like underdogs here. On the other hand, there's no reason to open it up. Yeah, true. There's there's some sort of common wisdom in a football manager that you can't play possession-based systems with lower league clubs. With that notion, I tend to disagree. Because I think, well, even though technicals are bad in lower leagues, so is defending. So possession-based systems can work in lower leagues, but all right, fine with me. Yeah, I'm thankful for you watching me. So and I'm happy that you follow me. So I hope we'll see each other again soon. But yeah, to finish that rant about possession-based systems. That too, yeah. In my case, actually, I would need to have a look. We'll do that after the match. But my board, they wanted. I think they didn't want attacking football. They wanted defensively solid football, and I don't know, 2 other things. I think one of them was possession-based actually, and I couldn't get rid of that. But it's only I don't know. This has only 3. It has something like 3 levels. The requirements by the board, and it was a maybe, or set pieces. I'm not sure. But it matched the way we played when we gained promotion. So yes, labored it in. Yeah. But in my experience, it's possible to play different kinds of style as long as it matches the capabilities of the squad. And it also depends a lot on the league. If the league is strong defensively, and it's just a league that doesn't score much, you'll have a hard time to outscore the opponents. Also, there's like the common wisdom stuff. Simply, you hold the league by not conceding, and you win the league by scoring a lot. There's stuff like that. It's really hard to hold a league if you concede like 2 or 3 goals per game. It's just intuitive. There's an old book about that called Socceronomics, which goes on about statistical models for football in general. It's based on nation statistics, not, or for the most part, not that interesting as someone who is interested in club football. But for example, the notion that England doesn't win World Championship as much as it should is actually, statistically speaking, it's not a reliable notion. There are outliers, but in all honesty, I can't remember them anymore. And yes, I'm happy. So, given that this was rather boring, we'll go to key highlights here to get some momentum to this save. That's another thing that's very exclusive to Sweden, I think. Pre-season is damn long. Like, really long. It's like, I don't know, 12 weeks or something. And there's nothing but friendlies there. The season itself is rather short. Has to do with climate, probably. Yeah, sure. But on the other hand, you want to play the preseason, right? If you don't engage with your club in these circumstances, that deflected the crossbar. That was a good one. Yeah, if you don't take the time to play through preseason, I mean, sometimes it can work, and if you have a lot of experience with Football Manager things and your squad didn't change much, it's probably not necessary to watch these games. But on the other hand, I think you can, as a player, sometimes, so as me, yeah, probably you can learn a thing or two about your squad and about the strengths and weaknesses. And seen from that perspective, preseason is maybe a good investment time-wise. That's a penalty. Great. All right. We wait for the penalty. Mix it up a bit, just to get the others some sharpness, and go for the end. And then I'm actually going for a toilet break probably, because if you're drinking like 2 or 3 liters of water on stream, that has to go out at some point. Wonderful. Now I forgot to rotate the squad, or to drop in some replacements. So let's replace everyone, just to give him 15 minutes of game time. Swan is a Metzala, Forcell for Ekman, skill learner here. Arberg doesn't have a place in the squad. Robertson is complacent, so if he wants to be complacent, he doesn't have to play. Don't care, we saw that goal, thanks. Yeah, please do. There's another goal. Yeah, it's just a long ball. Okay. But also in this case, I think Guillermo is playing as a winger on attack duty in this formation. Exactly. So worked as intended. Long ball behind the defensive line, and he just he just got rid of his defender. That's all. All right. Great. Worked out just fine. But as you can see, the quality of those teams is rather inferior. I don't think it's that meaningful going through preseason winning all those games. So we defeated them. Astrom continues to make good appearances in the U19s, which is great. Still got friendlies going on. I don't think there are better opponents for the next friendlies to be had. And preseason is still 4 friendlies to go, and then it actually counts for something. So, as mentioned, I'm going for a bathroom break. I'll be back in a minute. Maybe let this run. What did I miss? Nothing. That's not much. Blah 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 blah. This is as expected. Given that they're all unhappy with the amount of physical training, I'm inclined to go for overall here. Just because unhappy players don't train well, and they won't gain much of attribute-wise. In physicals, they won't gain anything anyway. He voiced his. He's not producing any results. Great. Well, he isn't gonna make it anyway. But in my formation, he probably, well, nah. With that strength, he won't play striker in that team. Or it's highly unlikely. I mean, if I go for a poacher at some point, maybe. But as you can see, it's just real bad. So don't train ball control. Train, I don't know, penalties. Don't care. Passing is what's recommended. Yeah, well, why not? Passing, okay. He'll moan about it not being suitable in a week. Let's see. One of my coaches started a coaching course. So we're spending over 1K on a coach that earns 10 euros a week. Whatever. I'm not complaining. So, guessing from the communication we had so far, am I right to assume that you other guys are all over Europe too? Veggies from Denmark, obviously, as we can see in chat. Is it similar for you? Or is there some I don't know, a stray American that stumbled into this stream? Maybe someone from, I don't know, Asia? From NC? Okay. That's unexpected. So, how are you doing over there? Yeah. What time is it? At your place? Nice. So, are you doing shifts or why are you awake at that time? Or the more important question is probably, are you still awake or are you already awake? Yeah, right. That's what people watching streams and playing Football Manager are usually associated with, being party animals. It's obviously what we are, right? He signed it. Great. Now we have a somewhat worthless youth player with an adhesion contract. I'm fine with that. In terms of partying, in terms of gaming, in terms of general IT, in terms of football. Fire Pro Wrestling World. I'm from Europe. To be honest, I have no idea what's about wrestling in any form. So I'll Google that. Fire Pro World Wrestling. Oh, that's a game. Okay. Okay. Professional wrestling video game. In all honesty, I never heard about that. But that's on me probably. Interesting. Okay. So I guess this is obviously this is competitive. There's like a leak or something, then I guess, right? Or some kind of score. Some matches, okay. Well, I don't know anything about it, as you can probably see. So yeah, interesting. Okay, it's dead. No, okay. And you do that till 5 a.m. in the morning. Sounds healthy. Extreme, nah, we don't want that. I mean, this guy came up a few times, I think. The problem is he's already 27 years old for a footballer, and we don't want a poacher in our team. As a target forward, he'd have to play support duty. His balance and strength aren't great. Nope. $45 to $65. Not willing to pay that. Wasn't there like a keeper that we wanted to sign? Did I forget that guy? I forgot that guy, right? Where's my brain? Scouting. This is transfers, not scouting. Where's the shortlist? We shortlisted him. There was a keeper we wanted to sign. Not this one. That one! Where is my mind? We wanted to sign him. And of course he wants improved training facilities, which we'll have to promise him. But will be unable to fulfill. Of course he can have number 1. I don't care about Castor's number. And we won't do that. So, given this estimated wage, if this estimate is halfway accurate, he can be star player all he wants. What are you doing, man? Selling your talent for... I'm not complaining. If there was ever something like a bargain, then it's probably this one. Value limited by player. Okay. Yeah, he wants a relegation release clause for sure. Cool. No appearance fees for me. Blah 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 blah. Won't do that. The optional contract extension might force him out of negotiations if I try to dump the wage in addition. So we'll go with that. Of course he doesn't. So let's give him the wage. Get rid of this stuff. Give him a 10% wage increase. We won't get promoted anytime soon, so honestly I don't care. And toss in an optional contract extension, which he won't like at all, but we gave him the wage. Huh. Okay. Yeah, he can have his signing on fee, he can have this stuff. Can have, well, I don't know, 15%, but I want that optional contract extension, please. Which he accepts. Great. Now let's get rid of this stuff. I hate to pay euros I don't have to part with. Even if it's just 2. Give him a relegation wage drop in case he decides to stick around once we get relegated, which might happen at some point. Keep in mind this also counts for, well, if we move up a league and move down a league later on, this contract is still valid. So we have to plan long term. Let's reduce this a bit. Do you even need this? You don't need this. Okay. And given the value of this contract and the skill of this player, I'm rather confident to say that we are willing to keep him around till age 24. Or we'd be able to sell him for, I don't know, something. So, given that situation, we probably can try to drop in another contract extension after league games. For, I don't know, as a keeper, he probably has to make at least 10 games. It's okay. But honestly, we can extend the contract also after 5 games. That said, if he only plays 5 games, that's something like rotation keeper, the other one got injured, something. But for the time being, he's our primary player. So that 1-year contract extension after league games might trigger in the final season, might trigger 2025. And I don't know how it works. If it triggers, and afterwards we extend, we opt to extend the contract by another year, this clause is gone, right? So at max it's 4 years. but still interesting. No, doesn't want that. Okay, let's not risk it. I'm glad I remembered that we forgot this guy. $15. Voila. Great. And now Castorus will lose his number 1, which I don't care about. No, man. Let's transfer list him, we get another keeper in. I mean, it doesn't look like he will be moaning about the circumstances. Maybe someone offers to take him for free. That would be great. Thanks, have a nice day too. Glad to have made your acquaintance, and come back anytime. Honestly, I'm trying to determine a schedule for now, but yes, I'll probably stream a lot in the next few days, probably also weeks. So, you're welcome back, and have a good day. Nobody wants him. Well, and Björnsson wants a new contract. Okay. So, do we want to deal with Castorus being unhappy? I think we should wait a second with that one. I mean, he's our third option. He's our third keeper. Just as a reminder, he has, well, some notable but not blatant weaknesses. It's not like he's really bad, but yeah, he isn't good either. And he's 23. Well, okay. As a keeper, that's not much of an age. He will probably improve for another 10 years. But we just don't want to wait for that time. Raxwitz IF. There's the other save. Also, this match practice session here, I placed that, well, it got placed there once I cancelled the friendly. But what's more, I don't know, what's more boggling to me is that I can't remember to have arranged that friendly. It was with some Norwegian, I don't know, third league team, which I'm not opposed to. Obviously, to have another friendly, but sometimes these things pop up, even though the player didn't agree to them. It's just one of these football manager things, I think. So Björnsson wanted another contract, right? Slight concern. Wants a deal to reflect his ability. Great. What exactly did you have in mind? Well, he's in the last year of contract. His mentals didn't really improve since we signed him. Actually, he didn't really improve since we signed him. Let's have a look. I think he's training as a shadow striker. Okay, well, no, this is fine. For considering the level of training facilities and staff working in this club, this is fine. I mean, he basically got worse in everything else, but at least his training focus worked out. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. He could use a bit more pace, but mentals got improved, work rate improved. 4 goals and 7 assists in 20 matches, average rating of 7.23 in the season we went up. He might be worth the money, so let's see if we can negotiate something here. Again with the improved training facilities. Oh, man. What's the squad status right now? Squad player. Now he wants to be an important player. So the problem is the following. There's Swan for this position. There's another player that is also captain and that usually plays in this position. I think he's also a better player, even than considering the shadow striker position that Björnsson plays in. Come here. Here we are. Yeah, so Swan is actually the better player too. I can't make Björnsson an important player and Swan, well, keep him on a regular starter. And obviously I could field them both, but not in the formation we're playing right now. So I would have to rotate or midfield oriented 4-2-3-1 without the defensive midfielders. And in my experience, that might be a bit too aggressive, especially for this for this level of ability. Also keep in mind we're trying not to get relegated, so defensive-minded players might be a good idea. Yeah, so what am I gonna do about this? I'm trying to make him a squad player again. He probably won't agree to that. Oh, he will. Fine. That's a bit expensive for my taste. I mean, we will earn some additional money. And the existing contract is for 20 a week, so for a squad player we can probably go to 30 or something. Not sure. Yeah, I don't care about the fees here. That's alright. Promotion wage raise, maybe 10%. But at base wage of 50, I'm unwilling to pay. Yeah, we are. So if we go to 35 for a squad player, I don't think that's acceptable. Considering the wage structure, loyalty bonus, have your 100. I don't care. And 25 here. I do want that optional contract extension though. I really don't want to go to 40. So now we have that situation going on. Do we pay him 40 euros a month? No, not a month, a week. Do we pay him 40 a week? Probably get another unhappy squad player here, as we won't be able to improve training facilities, which will be a drag on the entire team's morale. I don't know, a year or two from now. I mean, we basically know that we won't be able to improve training facilities if this club doesn't start printing money all of a sudden. So we're facing an unhappy player at some point. Yet another one. He will forget about it at some point, but I'm not really willing to pay him 40. So let's try this. He probably won't agree to that. Exactly. And once he starts moaning that he doesn't get another contract, or a better one, we'll probably have to make him leave. That said, there's loan interest in him too. Who is it? Oh man, there's icons. Well, anyway, so we might want to just to get rid of him and replace him with someone else, because yeah, it's a 21-year-old that developed somewhat acceptably, but on the other hand, maybe we can get someone with better mentals. We'll have to have a look after the match. Okay, let's not field Eggman here. Or let's field Eggman, that's fine. It's all fine actually. Maybe put Westberg on the pitch. No. Oh yeah, whatever. He's inspired for some reason. Well, Eggman, if you continue to play like you did last season, you probably won't make it into the squad very often. Oh yeah. That's not what I wanted to see in the first minute of the game. How did that happen? Bad clearance. Okay. Well, we're one down. And given that this is a key highlight, let's see what happens. Nothing. What's the key highlight about this? Yeah, well, let's have a look if we create chances and how they're created. That's not much. Also, I don't know if you noticed, a ball-winning midfielder on defend duty is pushing up a lot. More than our deep-lying playmaker. So maybe we should use another role there. 2 good chances, both wasted. It was a wonderful pass and a wasteful effort. Oh man. But yeah, we're well in control of that match. Except for this one situation, which resulted in a freak goal. Okay. So let's go for key highlights again. They're obviously creating. Not a lot, but enough. On the other hand, defense seems a bit shaky, to say the least. I'm not happy with that. So they're creating through the middle. But we're already fielding 2 defensive midfielders. Maybe we can work with opposition instructions here. Curls balls, long range passes. Houses of the ball movement. It's bad. So let's try to tight mark this guy. His bravery is alright, his strength isn't too bad either, but he probably won't get away with that off the ball movement. What about the other one here? Good passing, really bad off the ball movement. So also bravery bad, strength bad. I don't think he wants to finish this game. And whoever joined, welcome. Come on, get it. Nah. What a waste of a chance. Some passing in the defense going on. A classic long ball. Svan is faster than the defenders. Gets the ball in, and there's the header. Nice. Also, one thing that could definitely be improved in Football Manager is the fact that deserted stadiums don't sound like this. I mean, there's probably 5 people in the entire stadium, and 4 of them are, I don't know, people that are here to clean the stands afterwards or something. So this definitely doesn't give us any money, that's for sure. No. technically impressive finish. Sadly, the keeper got it. But yeah, maybe it was the right decision to keep Swan and not pay the other guy what he wanted. Also, we have a model citizen coming around in that position at some point. I don't know when. Not a penalty as it seems. Great technique and ball control by Eggman. Bergman dribbles into the... Nah. And that cross was a bit weird, so no pressure behind the header. But generally speaking, the chances are created the way we expect them to be created. Also, if we have a look at expected goals, it looks really good. I thought that one was in for sure. Okay. Don't care. I'll go for only commentary here to see if we... Well, there's the goal. And he did his job as a shadow striker. Fantastic. There's another one. Didn't get the foul. And exactly the same way. The way we want it to be. Where is he? There he is. Already running in. From deep. Oh. And the assist by Holmström. Great. So now we can mix things up a bit. This guy in. Who needs max practice? Kovacic, obviously. Berg. Skillermo. Forsell for Ekman maybe. Chopra for Tillander. Wigberg. And Ngoma. And you two, why not? So basically everyone again. But that's fine. And they all would have preferred to stay on the bench. No other goals? Doesn't look like it. But we created 32 chances, so yeah. Their keeper has a decent rating though. We certainly helped him to improve in this game. Now if only friendlies would count for match experience. But well. So, got that resolved. Yeah, I'm probably happy with that. I don't feel we hammered them, but well, okay. So we're trying to get rid of Castoris at some point. The same could be said about women. But I think this guy didn't want to leave. Last time I offered him to other clubs, I think this guy complained that he doesn't want to leave. Considering the strength of the squad, he might have changed his mind. And as you can see, his mentals are not good. Positioning is okay, but the rest here, also technicals, that's not great. We have an option to extend this contract, so if for whatever reason he develops, let's try to get him out on loan first. Somebody take him, please. Give us a few euros going along. Of course you can play against your own team. He continues to outperform the entire youth squad, but as you can see, doesn't develop much. Actually, quite the opposite. Yeah, so how's Shadow Striker development going? Not good. So he can be a model citizen all he wants. On the other hand, maybe that's just the way it goes for younger players. We might need to look at team cohesion too, given that we're signing yet another goalkeeper. Nobody wants him. Well, he's emergency backup and not on a high wage, so... This guy is developing quite decently. I mean, he's starting from nothing, but yeah. Training as an inverted winger, if I'm not mistaken. Exactly, due to the acceleration and the crossing. No, I won't change that. Okay. So yeah, with the new signing, with the new goalkeeper that will be coming in at some point, hopefully, team cohesion will drop yet another a few points. It might be a good idea to trim the squad a bit and get rid of one or two. Who are you? Oh, we finished scouting you. Well, okay. With that susceptibility to injuries, I'm not inclined to sign you. Also, we got another one just yet. And you found a club. So why are you on the shortlist? Bye. Not much to know about High Valley. Cool. So team cohesion actually increased. I don't think we will give Bjornsson another deal. That said, how many people do we have that play in that Shadow Striker role? There's also Bergman and Skillermo who can play there. Plays his shots, blah 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 blah. That's not... None of these traits is prohibitive for a Shadow Striker. Actually, that's quite okay. And with Bergman... Well, he's training as an inverted winger, but in emergency situations he can be our Shadow Striker at some point. I wouldn't want to rely on him, obviously, due to the finishing. And I think it's the same for A. Berg. Yeah, the finishing isn't great. But in his case, maybe we field him as an attacking midfielder. I don't know. Nah, doesn't make any sense. So still, I don't think we have to keep Bjornsson around. If we find a replacement for him, and if someone wants to pay money for him. Now, usually I'd look for the replacement first. Yeah, he's unhappy with his contract, so and there's a club that's interesting. So let's have a look if we can get a fee for him, for giving him out on loan. I don't know. That's not what I wanted. I had that problem recently. Sometimes if you type in a number here, it just keeps assuming another number. I don't know what's going on there. Typed in 25. It's 51 now for some reason. Better. Alright. We want him to be a regular starter if we loan him out, and honestly I don't care if he wants to go. And of course he can play against us. So let's try to loan him out. And if he goes, well, Swan will play most of the season in that position. Maybe he becomes a natural too. That's sad. So they're going to pay his wage. He wants to go. I'm not especially happy with that. Problem is nobody else is interested. So the choice is between him wanting a new contract and being unhappy in the squad, and going out on loan, and the board would probably be unhappy with me due to the conditions of this loan. No, I reject this. So he'll probably be moaning about not being able to go out on loan and why did I reject it and blah blah. But I'm not willing to part with a player that I can use. Also without a replacement. I mean, we have some halfway decent drop-ins, but there needs to be some depth to the squad. That's us. Yay! Is there our season preview? So we got nothing but 3 players in for now. Westberg is a goalkeeper. No, probably second option. Högberg, well, we got paid to take him, so that's great. We still get paid for the fact that we took him. Nogoma came in for free as a central defender. Svensson came in as a defensive midfielder / central midfielder as a cheap, well, we don't pay the wages, as a cheap drop-in replacement or bench player. If he's moaning about his time on the pitch, we'll just let him go. And Holström came in as a replacement for Mbob, which you probably didn't see. That's Mbob. We let him go after he finished his injury. The physicals are great. The rest of it is, well, so. And we got a loan fee for 2 players. Jankovic, which is a central defender. I think he can also play in defensive midfield, if I'm not mistaken. Well, somewhat. And yeah, Estefanios. Estefanios is a defensive midfielder, which has a decent vision in passing and anticipation. Dribbling and first touch is okay. So he might be acceptable as a playmaker. On the other hand, he's got notable weaknesses and basically all over the place. So I decided to let him go out on loan, give him some match experience. In all honesty, I don't think he'll make it for our squad, but we get a fee, so that's great. Yeah. And Ortela was on a non-contract to complete the set. So this was a player that was still in the. He was in the squad when I came to this club. So given his technicals and the lack of improvement, I decided to let him go. We also had 3 wing backs at the time, so one for the left wing. So yeah, I let him go. So I might sound like a broken record here, but anything else any one of you is interested in? I mean, one of the I guess strengths of a small stream is that we can actually have a look at this or that if anyone's interested. Yeah, and obviously feedback is always appreciated. Still unhappy about the high volume of fitness training, like everybody else. Well, quickness in his case, but whatever. He wants an improved contract. Okay. Well, as this is the second time sure. We'll sit down and have a look at your contract, and if the conditions aren't good, I might alienate Björnsson then, and well, we'll have to look for a replacement in that case. Like, I don't know, this guy. Probably not this guy, looking at the finishing. So, you are not the one. That's a goalkeeper, we have enough keepers. A winger. He's on trial somewhere. Okay. Well, we don't need a winger. Especially not a 29-year-old, even though he's fairly professional. And the corners are alright. Could play inverted winger for us. I mean, nah, but that acceleration and pace isn't good. His mentals are better though. I'll compare him to Tillander for a second. No, that's tough. Wherever he is. Yeah. So, yeah. Given the personality, I'm wondering if it's a good idea to add this guy to the squad. On the right wing, we have a second left-footed player, which is alright with me, Dobrev. But let's just have a look at Dobrev here. Where is he? Yeah. Dobrev isn't a very good player. He's young, granted, but he isn't a good player, and I don't think he developed much since he is at the club, which hasn't been for a long time, but still. This doesn't look like there's much improvement coming. Well, I mean, something. So, if we could sign this guy on a non-contract and have him mentor the other two. He has no trades. Should I try to sign him as a backup? Never mind. What am I going on about? Okay, we'll try it anyway. But I don't think he will agree to that. Fringe player it is. No. No, not negotiating that. Could try a non-contract for him. Here, for, I don't know, $65 for each appearance. Doesn't want that. Okay. Well, it was worth a try. But I should have noticed that the wage was out of line for me. Same problem here. Can't play attacking midfielder, finishing and dribbling and stuff is really bad. I don't want that. Nope. Nope. This looks great wage-wise. But attribute-wise is more, I don't know, a passer and a workhorse, I guess. An inverted winger on the left wing, we usually play in attack duty. I mean, we could mix this up, but for someone with a fairly sporting personality at the age of 27, he won't get faster anytime soon. So, no. Oh, there's a lot of players to go through. Lazar Osman. I saw that guy a few times now. The paces and acceleration are really great. Crossing is fine too. The rest is horrible. Like, really horrible. And, well, I'm always sad to see this because I'd love to have a player with that acceleration and pace in the squad. But I mean, whatever he creates, he'll waste it. So, personality-wise, balanced, nah. We don't need another goalkeeper. This looks good, wage-wise. I think we already were over this guy at some point. Finishing is real bad. No. Even though I like the trade, I don't think that's worth it. Lind, striker. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna compare him to Björnsson. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, attribute-wise, in defending he's really bad. We don't care. He's a striker after all. He doesn't play shadow striker, which he would need to play in our formation, so he'll have to learn it. With 20 years old, well, he will be able to adapt to it at some point, but he doesn't have any other position, so it might take a while. He's probably not very flexible and not very adaptable to a new position. That said, his attacking is great for our situation. And if we have a look at it, his physicals are actually better, well, to some degree. But especially acceleration and pace are better. Given that this guy's role is to start in a deeper position and to drive into open spaces, well, acceleration and pace are mandatory. The same goes for the finishing. Technique isn't bad. His passing is crap, but ideally he doesn't have to pass. He just has to finish. Anticipation is wonderful compared to Björnsson. Composure is fantastic. So combined with the finishing, we'd expect he scores a goal or two. Concentration isn't good. Okay, Björnsson's concentration wasn't good either. Decisions are better. Off the ball is a bit better, and to be honest, he's lazy. So there's the weak spot. But if he has bad games, work rate is one of those things that official warnings can improve drastically over some time. So he might get improved work ethic at some point. So I've been going on about this far too long now, but this is a luck shot. We're not trying to improve midfielders. You are the midfielder guy. Lind, who is willing to play as a squad player. That's fine. We won't field him every game, but he can have the odd game in that position. And we're willing to pay him 20 for now. Oh. Well, he expects a lot, but I think we can go for that. No yearly wage increase, and I like contracts that are a bit more performance oriented. Maybe 10% here. Okay. Well, let's go for 25. That's fine by me. I won't pay that. 30 and 35. Let's put this up to 30 games. Give him 15 per appearance. He won't make that many appearances. Also, we might be able to reduce this later on. And increase the sign-on fee, because I don't care. That's not a recurring expense. 15% wage increase in promotion, and increase the release clause quite a tiny bit. I honestly didn't expect that. Did I forget something? Okay, great. Let's give him another year. Doesn't want that. Fine. Okay. So now we have a striker that won't be able to play as a striker in our formation. Maybe. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. He wants that fee. Fine. It's still fine for him. Does he want that one? Nope. Okay. We'll need to keep this clause. But maybe we can push it up to 25 games. Nope. Alright. Well, in that case, no go bonus for you. No signing fee. Let's give him a relegation wage drop. Let's reduce that one. So I'm not declaring this a good deal probably, because we'll have to adapt him to a new position. I don't know how long it will take until he learns it. It's a gamble, to be honest. But contract-wise, we're not paying much for him. Okay, 1.4 is the maximum he will accept. Maybe we can put in a 1-year extension after 15 games in the final season. No, he wouldn't want that. Fine. Okay. But we have a replacement for Bjornsson, at least at some point. Offer the player a new contract. Same here. And the contract negotiations with him. As a squad player, he wants improved training facilities. I can't afford that. Wage is too high. Yeah. So now he's moaning about a promise. Yeah, I'm not happy that this had to be done either. On the other hand, he somewhat forced our hand. And in this case, I'm kind of happy that we found a replacement, maybe. So now that he's unhappy, let's try to get him out of the squad. I mean, he's listed for loan anyway. So let's go for a loan offer again. Maybe we can even get a fee. Maybe. No offers for Björnsson. They're willing to pay 90%. That's the goalkeeper we signed. I'm very happy to welcome him to the squad. And considering the Bjornsson case, his contract's running out anyway. So we can probably try to get rid of him on a permanent basis. Pitch size alterations. Oh man. I'm not sure. Quick forwards will look. Well, will we have quick forwards? Tillander certainly is fast. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's enough for the league, but he's fast. Bergman is acceptable for a winger. He's not that fast, but yeah, I think he'll do. Swan isn't that fast, but he's got great anticipation. So high defensive lines will probably be just fine. And a similar argument can be made about Holstrom. He probably won't be offside that much, and even if he is, he'll draw the defenders out. So I'll probably keep that pitch. This one has to be welcomed, obviously by a model professional. Model citizen, sorry. Kind of weird, a 17-year-old showing you around and showing you the new guys and helping you with the team. Youth players in the first team up front. Yeah, okay. And there was Bjornsson. Alright. You're wanted by what? One club. But I'm willing to let you go entirely. So let's have a look. Maybe someone comes around with an offer. Yet another friendly. Start Ferrar, Assassin and Ekman is fine, Swan is fine. This is not fine. So these two, to be honest, they have to go. Women and Castores. Problem is nobody wants them. In a situation where I needed to sign them, those are actually both signings that I did myself at the start of last season. In a situation where I signed them, they were the best out of a bad bunch. Before we moved up the league, nobody wanted to play for this club for well, obvious reasons. Training facilities are bad, finance is bad, or not the employer you want. But we're trying to change it. And we should probably at least look at key highlights. Fine. Great ball and wonderful finish. Again, the space. I wouldn't have exactly the pass outside, so the inner road or the inner option would probably have been better. The direct route to Swan again. But that's decision making in Football Manager. Such things happen. That's a central defender, by the way. And that's the second one of the game. Wonderful assist. Is he going to lob that in? No. Would have been the time for the cross or the shot. Didn't do either of them. Shabanac with the dribbling and the cross. Didn't find his target. Bergman again with the cross. That's a few stations too much. But yeah. So is this is key highlights? I'm confused. Did feel like comprehensive to me. But yeah, we skipped a few low grade chances as it seems. Coming deep, picking up the ball, Ekman doesn't use his great passing. But someone else did. Anyway, chances created are looking good. And the opponent is playing in a 3-5-2-1 or 1-2, if I saw that correctly. Yeah. Should have scored. That's in. Okay. So yeah, we're probably going to hammer them for the rest of the game. Let's just watch the replays and go on to the rest of the season. Also, it's about 12:30 here. Probably time for some food. So we'll finish this game and I'll probably go to the kitchen and cook something and continue streaming later on. But first, let's have a look if they actually managed to score 10. So these are a lot of chances for half time, I'd say. Swan scored another one. Well, he's certainly performing as a shadow striker as he should be, which is actually not his primary role. So we'll see how he does in actual season. Holstrom with another one from the top of his head. Sell on the pitch, Svensson on the pitch. Björnsson won't make an appearance today. Farah, Berg, Goma, Da Silva, and Westberg. Do we forget someone? Nope. That's all. He took the long shot. Great. Wonderful. It's not offside. Fantastic. And Goma scores 1-2. 20 minutes to go. Can they score the 10th goal? There it is. Double digits. Well, we'll probably concede 5 goals first match in the season. You'll see. Okay. So we got that. Yeah, I'm happy with that performance, obviously. So once again, I'm thankful for the visit. I guess given that interest has died down a bit, and most have left right now, I'm gonna go for a break and have some food. Once again, I want to thank everyone who was watching, and well, if you want to help out, just leave a follow, and we'll hopefully we'll see each other again soon. You're welcome anytime. I'll probably stream another few hours later this day, or maybe this evening, tomorrow at the latest. That's it from me. We'll see how it goes with Ytterhogdals IK next time, and thank you for your time. See you soon.